Welcome back, friends. Last guy here, and it's time for more The Great Ace Attorney. We're near the end of this thing as far as I know. Well, let's see how we do snag up Puss's voice this time. The moment of the shooting. While these ruffians were jostling the broker, I was still near the entrance to the shop. When Windybank threw Nash over the counter, I felt a sharp pain in my arm. I pursued the man, but he shut himself in the storeroom. I could see him through the peephole in the door, though. The accused in a black coat shot the man in the back as he was trying to flee to safety. Yeah, that works so far. I saw the blood spatter all over that wretched girl. What blood spatter? Then she tossed the gun out of the peephole, so I picked it up and made my escape. All of these things are wrong! Good gracious. This is quite extraordinary testimony, and full of lies and holes. You claim, sir, under oath, to have clearly seen the defendant pulling the trigger. There's a lot of problems with this testimony. Like, clearly. Order, order, order. It wasn't my intention to testify in this way. But neither is it my intention to be found guilty of a murder I didn't commit. So you see, my hand has been forced. I tell the truth now as an act of self-preservation. I like that voice better. Damn it! I know the end. The truth? Until now, the prosecution was completely unaware of these details. Yes, well, sorry about that. Having shot me in the arm, the pawnbroker was then shot in the back by the accused. And as I said, she was showered in his blood. You say the blood spattered over the accuser's coat. Are you sure on that point? Oh yes, quite sure. All over the black overcoat that pickpocket girl was wearing at that time. Really? If her coat could somehow be shown to harbor vestiges of blood, that'd be conclusive evidence here. Problem! Yeah, it does. Such an investigation is entirely possible, my lord. What? Problem? We know it's Mason's blood. Only very recently, a German scientist has developed a technique to identify human blood. So here's the true science, not some amateurish detective's dubious foray into the world of chemistry. There's nothing dubious about how his work. His ideas are still sound. How are sound? Ideas are no use to us here. In science, as in law, theories must be proven before they stand. In Germany, the technique has already been employed in the courtroom as the basis of evidence. Scotland Yard has a small quantity of the chemical reagent used. With your lordship's permission. Problem is, we know there's blood on that coat. We could shatter all vestiges of doubt within minutes. This doesn't work, Bruno. Why not? Well, we know, don't we, that there's blood all over the front of Guinea's coat? If they test it with the chemicals... Oh, help! You're right, I was forgetting what happened yesterday. The man with a great memory forgot. Yeah, they know there's blood on her. Don't move, Ginny. I'm going to shoot. Blam. There's blood on the coat, but not on her clothes, under the coat. That's a lot of blood, though, to get out of Mr. Windybank. But that's not Mr. Windybank's blood. That stain is from 2 months ago. That's Mr. Mason's blood, from when he was stabbed by McGilded, who was wearing the coat at the time. My lord, the defense objects to the test proposed by the prosecution. Overruled. No. Lord von Zeeks, make it so at once. Problem. With pleasure, my lord. And while we await the results, the defense may proceed with the cross-examination. Once they find that blood on the overcoat, Gina will be... Counsel! Yeah, Yes, my lord. For cross-examination. Of course, my lord. If this cross-examination doesn't go well, if I don't manage to uncover some decisive evidence or a really compelling clue now, I have a very bad feeling about the outcome of this trial. Balls! Now, here we go. The moment of shooting. The problem is, yeah, freaking blood part. Boop! Mr. Winniebank emerged from the storeroom, I believe. Ringo and Nash was securing the counter when he suddenly appeared and flew at them. He already had the revolver in his hand. Unfortunately, I wasn't too close. Fortunately, I wasn't too close. I've never been so scared in all my life. Yeah, we're just your regular man and burglar, that's all. We don't like violence. Says the pair who carry a gun. And shot a man. What do you mean when you say you were near the entrance to the shop? I was in the doorway, running my eyes over the shelves of forfeited items. Looking for the music box, of course. The broker went for Nash in the first place. Then Ringo joined in, making it 2 against 1. So I assumed they could handle the situation. But I was wrong. I was trying to help my little bro, but the old geezer chucked me over the blooming counter. So I pulled my gun out on the old fella, and that soon made him scupper. The pair of you setting upon the poor defenseless pawnbroker together. Shame on you. There you go. Next part. Hold it. You mean that's the moment you were shot? Yes, though I didn't immediately realize what had happened, of course. Things crashed to the floor from the counter as the 3 men were brawling. It was at exactly that moment that it happened, so I didn't hear the gunshot. Then the bullet went on to strike the calendar in the wall behind you. So it would appear. When I looked at my arm, I saw it was bleeding badly, so I wrapped my handkerchief around it. Seeing as I couldn't explain what had happened to a doctor, I had no choice but to wait for it to heal. I didn't imagine it would still be bleeding 2 days later. Did Mr. Winniebank intend to shoot you, do you think? Well now, I don't imagine he even noticed I was there, to be honest. Perhaps the gun went off accidentally. Anyway, it didn't quite strike home. When I pulled my gun on him, he tried to shove me out the way. And then he scampered for that door out back. At which point, what did you do? Alright. Hold it! You mean you chased after him? I don't recall the reason why, but I ran after him to the back of the shop. And what about this peephole in the door you mentioned? Well, unsurprisingly, the storeroom does a solid job, made of stout wood. But there's a small opening in it, about head height, that lets you see what's what in there from the outside. Actually, I should know that, shouldn't I? I looked through it myself that night. Oh, we're gonna rely on his memory, aren't we? He's gonna remember something. It's gonna be very key. And what about you burgling brothers? Did you see what went on through this peephole as well? No, not likely, Gov. I didn't see nothing of the sort, Gov. I doubt these 2 buffoons were even aware of the people's existence. So the Skulkin brothers were there, but they didn't see the killing of Mr. Winniebank take place. Inside the storeroom, I could see the broker and that young girl standing there. The defendant? Yes, though neither of them noticed that I was looking. The girl raised her gun and pointed it straight at the man. And then, what did you see next? Hold it! Yes, when the crime was discovered, the defendant was found with a gun in her hand. But that was Mr. Winniebank's gun, from which only a single bullet had been fired. And as we've already established, Mr. Graydon, that bullet was fired at you. Ah, but no, it wasn't the broker's gun that the pickpocket girl had when I saw her. Yes, the bullet from Winniebank's gun grazed my arm, and yes, the Skulkin's gun grounded the detective. But this was another gun entirely. A third gun. The broker's gun was not the murder weapon, so clearly there had to be a third firearm involved. In other words, the accused must have had her own gun with her at the time.
Objection.
But no other gun was found at the scene! Calm yourself, Counsel. Sorry? You must consider the events in order. At first, I saw the broker and the girl glaring at each other, but then all of a sudden, the broker turned to run. And it was at that moment that the little gutter rat shot him in the back. A chilling image, I must say. But where'd the extra bullet come from? And where's her gun? Alright, this doesn't seem like a very strong case to make right now.
Hold it!
Oh, all over her? Yes, through the peephole I saw it clearly. Of course the stains are invisible now. What with the coat being such a dark color? But I assure you, that garment is sullied with the victim's blood. Well, it is sullied with blood, that's for sure. But it's not Mr. Winniebank's blood, is it? No, that's right. It's Mr. Mason's Milverton's blood from when McGill had stabbed him 2 months ago. It's so annoying. If they'd only accept Howie's chemical analysis, we could prove that. But they won't, so unfortunately, we can't use it as evidence to support our case. However,
Hold it!
Did I hear you correctly? She threw the gun out of the room? Is that what it was? Then she tossed the gun out of the peephole, so I picked it up and made my escape. Also, why would you pick up the gun and make your escape? That's right, after the broker fell to the floor, she started walking over. Over where exactly? In the direction of the storeroom door, to where I was watching. Of course I quickly retreated, and then the girl dropped the gun through the peephole onto the floor on my side of the door. But why on earth would she do such a thing? I couldn't tell you. Perhaps she was hoping to distance herself from the murder weapon. Without thinking, I went and picked it up. I suppose I was worried about just leaving it there in case any more tragedies took place. So it was you, in fact, who took the third gun from the scene of the crime. Yes, it was yours truly. I left the clear up to my lackeys and left. Clear up? We had made a bit of a mess around the counter, so Mr. Wizard flew. He told us to tidy up. He thinks he's our bloomin' mum sometimes. Well, I was paying you enough, by God. Tell me, Mr. Graydon, when you left the pawnbrokery that night, was it by any chance with the second disc in your jacket pocket? You're like a bull at a gate, aren't you? Whoa, okay, what's going on here? We'll see what that's about later. I admitted nothing of the sort. After all, you can't even show the court such a disc exists, can you? As expected. He won't admit to anything unless I can thrust the evidence in his face. Thrust it hard. It's not as easy as you thought, is it? To pin a crime on this lapel. It won't stick. Not murder, not treason. Maybe not right now, but you won't be sniggering like that forever. Really, that's the word? I don't think you should ever have that word in a thing. Snickering! Might be better than sniggering. Jeez. What you feeling, Luna? As much as I hate to admit it, I don't see any obvious holes in this testimony at the moment. But you had to find a way to break this man. And quickly, too, because once they discovered the blood on the overcoat Gina was wearing... It's a bit strange that he's so sure of himself about seeing the blood spatter over Gina's coat, right? Ginny's coat. It doesn't strike me as the sort of thing you'd claim you hadn't genuinely seen it happen. Means he saw the murder, I guess? But we know that Gina didn't shoot Mr. Windybank, so what's going on? All I know is that it's very unfair. Why should some German scientist test be accepted as evidence when mine and hers wasn't? Detectives can use tubes too. Test tubes too. Never mind that. I have to find a really stark inconsistency with this testimony somewhere. And I have to find it before the prosecution discovers the bloodstain on Gina's coat. Boop, 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 boop. Boop, boop. Right here? Yeah, right here.
Hold it!
I want to see... Here it comes. Move over, move over.
You little toe rag!
Here we go.
Excuse me.
The hell's going on here? Gentlemen! Something wrong, sunshine? That should be my line. You do realize you were just finally shaking Mr. Skulkin. Blimey, this is a bit of a hooligan, ain't he? What was going on just now? He saw him, he grabbed my whistle. Why the blaze, he said. Didn't you mention a third gun when we got you down that station? And why didn't you? 'Cause we didn't know nothing about it. With that flaming people on the door. Sorry about that. I can be prone to losing my rag sometimes. Not hurt, you know. Not hurt, are you? Oh, blimey. See the way he's looking at me? I'm telling you, this dude gives me the willies. That was strange. The inspector doesn't normally get quite as worked up as that. He wouldn't normally grab someone. No, that wasn't like Wigsy at all. He's normal without sweetness and light. No matter what I say to him. Yes, well, I think you might be a special case, Iris. Well, anyway, that was definitely out of character. Ah, crap. My lord! Requesting your lordship's permission to interrupt your cross-examination. Explain yourself, officer. I have the results of the test that was ordered earlier, my lord. Ah, balls. Ah, the blood. On the accused's overcoat. Thank you, officer. Very well. The cross-examination is hereby temporarily suspended. Ah, we're in trouble now. I presume you have no objection, consul? No, my lord. I guess? Well, there you have it. The report, please, Inspector. Yes, sir. Traces of human blood were found on the overcoat of the defendant, Miss Gina Lestrade. From the extent of the stains, it would appear that they were the results of spattering following a gunshot wound. End of report. Goodness me. Problem. Wow, full spin. See? What did I tell you?
Objection.
No, the blonde in the overcoat is not Mr. Windybanks. What on earth makes you say that, Consul? The coat originally belonged to Magnus McGilded. Just before his coat was deposited at Windybanks, Miss Gilded had fatally stabbed Mr. Mason Milverton. But the blood on that overcoat is the blood of the brickmaker from the omnibus case.
Objection.
Well, the dead cannot speak. Isn't that right, my Nupanese friend? Sorry? 2 months ago, in this very courtroom, did you not argue fervently for McGilded's innocence? And yet, now that the man is dead, you brand him as a murderer? Your conduct shatters any shred of respect you may have earned by yourself in this country. But that was... Go to belly disgrace. Treachery, that's what it is. Well, how did it tell me whether the blood on that coat is 2 months old or not? Even a stereoscope couldn't help the answer to that problem, Papa. It can't be done. But... We use Mr. Sholmes especially under the cover. Mr. Sholmes is a detective, not a chemist. Would you put such faith in a chemical formula devised by me, for example, when I'm a communications officer? I held that Pedorsky to staffing boy, and he ran away crying. What? Sherlock Sholmes is barely in more than a figment of the public's imagination. His name carries no weight in this courtroom. No weight at all. How could you say that? Victory is sweet indeed. This proves that my testimony is the whole truth at the start to finish. How do you arrive at such a conclusion, sir? As the witness said, the accused coat was spattered with the blood of the victim. The only way Mr. Grayton could possibly have known that fact is if he saw it happen. In other words, his testimony is solid, and the conclusion is singular. It was the accused who shot the victim in his case. That is the whole truth. Ah! My lord! Ah, my lord. Been a long battle this one, but this old warhorse has something to say now, if you please. Now we're getting a full guilty again. Another summation examination? Holy crap. Mr. Foreman. As of this moment, sir, the squadron has reached its final decision. Ready, men? All for one now. There.
Guilty.
There we go.
Guilty.
Guilty. Guilty.
Guilty.
The third or fourth summation? Third or fourth summation examination is my question. We're at this again. Alright, here we go. You know what's coming. Well, it would appear the ladies and gentlemen of the jury have reached a unanimous verdict. Drink. The defense has consistently failed to unpick this witness's testimony. Here's to any attempt you may make at unpicking the jurors' decisions being equally successful. Oh, F you, guy! I don't believe it. After I've come this far. How's it all unraveling on me so fast? You know, my only complaint I can make... My only complaint I can make about the Phoenix games is how they just keep getting to this point where it's like do or die over and over and over again. And it's supposed to be entertaining and hard and everything, but it's a bit silly. It's a bit silly. It's like freaking One Piece where Luffy loses every fight, then he wins the next one. Like, come on. Alright. There's a formula, and you gotta shake that up sometimes. Voice guess? How very distressing. To be held in such low esteem. Yep, it's Hurley! It's me, guys! Hurley. When you agree, Miss... Oh, what? When you agree, Mr. Naruhodo? That's him. Officer? You've delivered the report now. That will be all, thank you. It occurs to me with some regularity, Mr. Naruhodo, that scientific truths are determined not by science, but by none other than the human mind. I know that voice. Am I going mad? Oh, now it's obvious. Mr. Sholmes? What is the meaning of this? Order, order, order! What business do you have here, detective? The last I heard, you were recuperating in hospital. As well as I would be, had I not been set upon an errand. What errand? Howie, where are you? You're awake at last. Yes, good day, Iris. I appear to be rather late to rise. My apologies. Now, my lord, if you will humor me. Of course Sholmes freaking shows up at the end because he needs to. Like, why wouldn't he be in this? In what manner, sir? I have something of great importance I wish to give to the young lawyer over there. I need no more than 5 minutes. Would you be so kind as to spare us the time? What say you to this, Lord Von Zeeks? This child has taken many hours of the court's time, having spent so long already. Exactly! Haven't been spent so long already. We don't want to go wasting any more precious time. As I was saying, having spent so long already, it would seem churlish to deny the defense of me 5 minutes. Ah! Gregson, what's up with you? Very well then, counsel. You have 5 minutes. My dear fellow, I apologize for my tardy arrival. Mr. Sholmes, are you alright now? Nope. Alright, I'm all wrong. Sorry. I've only just managed to summon the strength to stand, man. I have to judge for 5 minutes. But I fear even that may prove too much for me. Pray forgive me should I pass out. Let's make this discussion as short as possible then. Howie, this place is full of idiots. None of them can see how wonderful your chemical analysis is. Oh well, that concoction of mine was really just a bit of sport to assist me in my investigations. I never took the trouble to refine it for appraisal by the scientific community. An oversight on my part. Right? Modesty? Surely not. But enough of that. I'm here to give you this, my dear fellow. What's that? A lavender furoshiki wrapping? A leaving present. From Mr. Sato. From Mr. Sato? If possible, matters were to be settled without me giving you this. Those were instructions when she asked me to do her this favor. I don't understand. Mr. Sato foresaw today's events, I believe. She knew that the culprit would attempt to escape justice by means both devious and underhand. And that you, Miss Naruto, fighting fairly as you are, would find yourself in considerable peril. At that very moment of crisis, you are to be given this small parcel. Those were the dear lady's instructions. A leaving present from Sasato-san? Whatever could it be? What is this? Oh, it's a machine I made. Ah, which one is it again? Oh, the cat thing. Meow. Look, I use this. It's my latest invention. What is that? I call it the cat flapper mat. It can make a cat flap while well furry friend like Waggy in seconds. Hey? What's Susie up to? Mrs. Sato muttered the following words before she left. I'm a failure. I don't deserve to be a judicial assistant. What? Didn't she say something like that? You really are the best judicial assistant in the world. Well, that's extremely flattering. But I'm sorry to say that I've been a complete failure. Whatever did she mean by that, Mr. Sholmes? That night, when you left Windybanks in pursuit of the thieves, Mrs. Sato made use of this contraption for a certain purpose. That is your answer, dear fellow? Not at all cryptic, then. Sato-san used this cat flapper mat that night. But why? Cat flapper mat has been entered in the court record. What? Drink. Throw. You knew that was coming. Your 5 minutes is over. We're out of time already. The hell am I gonna do with this thing? The hell am I gonna do with this thing? Grateful to you for affording us that brief recess, Mr. Reaper. I need no thanks, Detective. After all, the die is cast. Is it really? The jurors are unanimous in their leanings. No doubt my learned friend will consider a summation examination. But any attempt to alter the verdict now would be utterly futile. I wonder... Mr. Naruhodo? Yes? The rest is down to you, dear fellow. What is your plan? The rest is down to me? I need to be careful here. If I make a wrong move, the trial will end badly. My lord, the defense requests. Woo! Jesus saving! Well, we have to do the summation examination because we can't... Now the Verdict Act, you have to do summation examination. You have to, right? Because they've already done the full unanimous thing, so we have to do it. Let me just look at the court record a second. Allows cats to come and go freely. Like, he just saws in a freaking thing, huh? Crazy. It's crazy. There we go. Woo, these vicious teeth look like they could rip through almost anything. They're good, aren't they? They're made of a special alloy to weld just for the job. The cutter rotates 10 times per second, so it can get through any kind of door in no time at all. And what are the two parts on the top? Oh, let's put the hinge. Those are for attaching hinges to the section of door that gets cut out. Right, of course. Nothing can match this machine's power. It can make mincemeat of even the toughest of doors. It sounds as charming and friendly when you say that what it's for, but it feels like the reality of the cat flap mat is that it's a great weapon of door destruction. Well, I got how steal a door, but there's nothing I wouldn't do for him, even developing deadly weapons. How about knowing that? Let's see here. I don't see anything. Now the teeth are out, by the way. Anything else we can highlight? Yeah, no clue what to do. But she used this thing for some reason. The question is, why did she use it and what did she use it on? Isn't the summation examination the only answer we got? Like, we can't do a further cross-examination. We've already gotten to the point where they got full guilty. You have to change their mind first, right? So do it. Now it's come to this. My only chance is to appeal to the jurors and try to change their minds. What do you think you're doing, Mr. Naruhodo? Sorry? What of Mr. Sato's gracious gesture? Would you let this final piece of evidence she left you go to waste? Final piece of... This is not a time for an action. It is time to hear from a witness. Really? But it's not possible for me to bring a new witness to the stand at this point. I don't think that's what probably means, Wona. Huh? Have you forgotten where we are in the trial? Uh-huh. Alright, they paused the cross-examination. They paused it! If the defense has nothing more to add, I think we should proceed to the adjudication.
Hold it!
No, right, yeah, wait, yeah. Wait, my lord, the defense request, right. We're doing a second pause, where the cross-examination has been paused. Further cross-examination.
Objection!
The jurors have spoken. Protocol dictates that you may not cross-examine a new witness now.
Objection!
The defense is not asking for the cross-examination of a new witness. Rather, to continue with one of an existing witness. What? It would appear that a rather important detail has escaped your attention, Mr. Reaper. The cross-examination was paused. My lord. My lord, now that we know it's him. Requesting your lordship's permission to interrupt the cross-examination. He knew what he was doing! Thank you, officer. Very well, the cross-examination is hereby temporarily suspended. I presume you have no objection, Miss Counsel? No, my lord. There it is. So nobody can say anything then. If one has to resume his cross-examination with Mr. Graydon, the court is obliged to allow it. This is absurd. Woo! Yeah, I did a pause earlier. Pause again. I would remind those present that this is my courtroom. I concur that the defense is entirely within its rights to request a continuation of the cross-examination. However, I will not permit an unremitting protraction of these proceedings. Therefore, I have decided to afford the defense one final opportunity in concluding the cross-examination. Huh? Counsel, you must choose but one statement from the witness's testimony, and but one piece of evidence to present in support of your argument against it. Oh, this is it! A single chance to present evidence? If following that the situation remains unchanged, I shall remove to adjudication. Is that clear, counsel? We'll not press the witness any further. My lord. Yes, my lord. A single statement and a single piece of evidence. Most generous. Well then, Mr. Naruto, it's high time I fell in a dead faint. I leave this in your capable hands. Oh, why is that the fall? Thud. They didn't want to animate another fall? Mr. Sholmes! Nobody caught him. Nobody caught his ass. He's got a concussion now. There's no way. Alright. Final piece of evidence. Let's do it. Looks like this is the end. To stand so insouciantly before the court in a state of such high fever. Either the man has extraordinary strength of mind, or an extraordinary lack of feeling. I imagine he's feeling very little now. The detective is sleeping soundly in one of the antechambers. Strike a man when he's down, why don't you? Well then, counsel, are you fully prepared? Yes. One statement, one piece of evidence. I won't let Mr. Sholmes down, or Iris. Slap! And I won't waste this final chance that Sasato-san has given me. This is going to decide the entire outcome of the trial. So we're at the end. We're at the actual end. Very well, then. Under the terms I have outlined, you may resume the cross-examination. No pressing. No pressing. Just do it, huh? Alright, here we go. Moment of the shooting again. Oh, listen to the music change. Listen to the music change, because this is it. The big finale here. Looks like we're ending it here. His lordship is only going to allow me to present one piece of evidence here. But it's clear that that piece of evidence... it's clear what that piece of evidence should be. How in the world did Susie manage to sneak off with this without me noticing? And she used it in the pawnbrokery? Yes, and that. At least that's what Mr. Sholmes said. I was only gone from the place for about 5 minutes when I went after the Skulkin brothers. What possible reason could Sasato-san have had to use Iris' contraption in that time? Could it be that what she did with the cat Flapomat completely changes one of the key premises this testimony is based on? Okay, so we can scum save this, right? Like, we can scum save and just put this at any of these 6 spots. Question, though, is where is it supposed to actually be? Alright, we'll put it here, see what happens. But I don't know. Here we go. Present.
Objection.
This is it. What on earth is that eccentric contraption, counsel? Oh, it's my cat flap. Oh, man. My lord, it makes a way for cats to get in and out of a womb. It can cut through any door you can think of, and make a new little door in the middle of it. That's right, my lord. It's a device for creating so-called cat flaps. Small doors for cats to come and go as they please without their owners having to open the main door. I'm sure we can all work that out for ourselves. Huh. But that cat lover's contrivance has no possible relevance to this case. Oh, really? Of course it doesn't. To start with, there was no cat flap in the pawnbroker's door. Not being a keeper of cats myself, I'm afraid I fail to see what this has to do with the matter at hand. Yeah, he keeps 8 reindeer. Well, 9, actually. Perhaps it would help if I described this function another way, then? This contraption is able to create a peephole in any door you can imagine in practically no time at all. I beg your pardon? A peephole, you say? 2 nights ago, we arrived at the scene only minutes after the murder of Mr. Winniebank had taken place. Oh! Oh! Okay, alright, I think I get it. See if I'm right in a second, because I don't know. That's right, according to the paperwork at the yard. It was you, your Japanese assistant, and Sholmes. Yes, the 3 of us were together, and it's recently come to my attention that my assistant made use of this device at the time. Your assistant did what? There was a peephole in the storeroom door. I can attest to that. Because I looked through the peephole myself in order to see inside the locked storeroom. Oh my god! Oh, that's what happened! Wow, clever, good surprise. Hate you, game, good surprise. This is ludicrous. What are you trying to say? Of course there was a peephole in the door. I said as much in my testimony. The thing is, he was already gone by that time. How else could I have witnessed the crime, for pity's sake? Huh. Yes, how could you? What? Consul, kindly say what you mean. Alright, it's time. Time to strike the final blow. What I mean is this, my lord. My assistant made the peephole in the storeroom door until such time as she did. And until as time as she did, the door had no hole in it to look through. What? No. That's a pretty good surprise.
Objection!
This is a farce. Are you really suggesting that peephole in the door was... Yes, it was created only after the incident had taken place. By my judicial assistant using this device. Okay, so how do we prove that? Your assistant tampered with the crime scene whilst being fully aware of the gravity of her actions? This is not a serious act. This is a most serious act of vandalism. For which I humbly apologize, my lord. It was in the few minutes that I left the crime scene in order to pursue the Skelkin brothers and alert the police. Nevertheless, in the light of this new information, it becomes apparent that Mr. Graydon's testimony is riddled with holes. Literally. Huh. Riddled with... Explain yourself, counsel. The majority of Mr. Graydon's testimony that appears to incriminate the defendant is based upon what he witnessed through the peephole in the storeroom door. Yes, that filthy girl shooting the man in the back. However, if at the time of the incident, that peephole did not yet exist in the door, there's no possible way that you could have seen what you claim you have seen. In short, your entire testimony is a pack of lies. Order! 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 Is there any credence in this revelation?
Objection!
None whatsoever. As my learned friend must surely realize. Exactly! This is just some cheap trick designed to discredit me. I'm afraid not, sir. Of course it is. Do you seriously expect people to believe that plaything can cut through a solid wooden door? Oh yes, I designed it to be so very powerful. It can cut right through even the toughest of doors. That's absurd. I don't believe it for a second. I had a feeling you'd say that. What? Waggy, Cooey, time for dinner. She did it to that door at some point? How many of that gun does she have? Same animation. Yeah. Well? Ah! Young lady, this is the Old Bailey. One does not make cat flaps in the oak paneling at the Old Bailey. I'm not done yet, don't worry. This doesn't mean that the peephole in the storeroom door at Windy Banks was made by that machine. And there's no way you can prove that it was. No, but it's easy. What? The cat flaps my cat flap and my quates are all of a fixed size. And the dimensions of the peephole at Windy Banks are an exact match. Huh. I have to go all the way back to prove that. Hee hee. Old Silky's lost for words. Excellent work, Iris. Thank you. And now it's my learned student friend's turn to be lost for words, I feel. Huh? I believe your judicial assistant has already left the country for your Eastern Island home. Well, yes, that's true. Then you may have some difficulty in establishing all the facts. For the sake of argument, let us assume the peephole has dimensions that are a perfect fit for that contraption. In that case, when was the peephole cut? The prosecution demands proof of your answer. Ah! What is the purpose of your line of inquiry, Lord Von Zieks? What is the problem? It is very simple, my lord. The defense argues that the peephole was created after the incident using this device. But now that the perpetrator has returned to her native land, she cannot testify to that fact. There's no proof. Ah! And for as long as the defense remains unable to prove when the peephole was made, my learned friend's claim amounts to nothing more than a baseless accusation. Ah! What? Indeed, that is so, Lord Von Zieks. Well, counsel. Don't give up now, won't I? This is the time to quit your own opening and force your way through. I don't know if I can do this, but I do know one thing. Sasato-san is the greatest judicial assistant in the world. Very well. The counsel for the defense will present evidence to support the claim made. Proof that the peephole on the door of Windy Bank's storeroom was created after the event, and not before. Don't we have pictures? We have pictures! Here we go. Yeah, you see a peephole there? We see a peephole there. Oh, snap! There it is! 1 a.m. Do it!
Take that!
What are you? A print from that detective's infernal cameras again? My judicial assistant, Mrs. Sato Mikotoba, is an extremely intelligent and capable woman. Which is why I never had any cause to doubt that she would have considered this scenario and made sure I had the necessary proof. And the necessary proof is this photographic print, counsel? This print shows a scene in the shop moments after the defendant entered the premises. Agreed. And it also shows the accused mercilessly wielded a gun in the direction of the defense's broker. But more to the point, it pictures the storeroom door in the background. Let me see that print again. Yeah, I like how no one noticed that in the stereoscopic moment, by the way. I didn't either, so well done, game. That's obfuscation right there, well done. I don't believe it. This really is quite remarkable. The door to the storeroom is completely devoid of a peephole of any description. Huh. Mr. Graydon. You couldn't possibly have witnessed the crime as you claim to have done. Because at the time it happened, there was no peephole in the door. In other words, your testimony is a catalog of lies. Ooh, face, ooh. Order, order, order! I am satisfied that the defense has substantiated its claim beyond all reasonable doubt. This witness's testimony was entirely fallacious. That's not the only thing we now know beyond all reasonable doubt. My learned friend's assistant's guilt can no longer be denied. The woman tampered with the crime scene. Huh? But more importantly... Good lord, there's more of Lord Von Zeke's. The defense may have established a reprehensible instance of perjury. But that is no proof that this man is the victim's killer. Yes, that's right. What? I was there at the scene, it's true. And I was shot in the arm, it's true. But that's all. Yes, in fact, if you look at the circumstances, I am the victim here. Oh, please! No! I don't believe this. But they're right, as it stands now. I don't have any definitive proof that he's the culprit.
Still, he can't worm his way out of it now.
Iris?
You know what they say. There's no point in walking the cat's door after the cat is bolted.
Cat just freaking leaves.
Isn't that right, Wuno?
Huh?
That's how he always says. One wife begets another. No, wait. That might have been a line I wrote for him in one of my stories.
Huh. Well, no matter who said it first, you're right. Mr. Graydon, not only did you give false testimony to the court, but the lies you told make no sense. Make no sense? What do you mean by such a remark? Well, you said in your testimony reveals that you know something you shouldn't have known. In other words, there's a fundamental inconsistency in your testimony. It works instead of statements. What?
Objection!
This is provocative talk, counsel. Won't you enlighten the court and explain this alleged inconsistency? Iris was right. One lie begets another. The inconsistency is revealed by the lies in the witness's statements. They show that Mr. Graydon had knowledge of something he shouldn't have known anything about, namely, the bloodstains on the coat. Okay, so we're gonna stop there, because it's gonna be like another probably 40-45 minutes, because what's left? There is finishing this out, there is gonna be the fallout of this case, and then there's gonna be an epilogue, and then the credits. So we have like another hour for sure, so we'll stop there, and next time will be the big finale. So that right there is the game for now. I had fun, hope you have fun watching. That's what's all about, having fun. Thanks for coming by, and see you next time.